So that's basically this piece right here. And then as you can see, I put it together and I zipped it real quick. And then I found the center of the hole. See that cross right there is the center of the hole. So what I did was, what I did was I measured from one side of the board to the other, got the center of the board, put the center on the board, measured from one side to the other, and got the center on the other side. And then I did it and made sure that it was correct by adding all the up. And then measure each side. Measure each side of your wood into the center. That way you can find the right center. That way when you're doing this once. I need to know center because that's where everything takes place. You have to know center of everything. Center is ideal. If you don't know center to any project that you're doing, when you're doing any kind of construction, you're basically screwing yourself. Especially when you're in sheet metal. Sheet metal, you have to find the center of the metal. In order to create the whole thing, you have to find center. It is a fucking center. It's it. And when you're doing everything else in sheet metal, like going to do lines and everything, you have to know center. Center line is going to be your best friend. And as you can see, I got the blade here. The blade is the metal blade, and I'm changing the blade to the wood blade. Now, unfortunately, okay, and now let's go ahead and stop the video. And in this video, we are doing the middle. And I'm going to show you how I line the middle out. Now, remember, what we did first was we got the outside. That line is for the outside. This is so we can establish the outside and get the outside connected. Sometimes in order to do that, people do it this way. That way they can get that line on the outside straight. That way when they put it on there, they can, when they nail it together, it'll be straight and they have something to hold on to. And that's what this is. This is just basically so it has something to hold on to. But watch out the technique that I use on this. Okay, and I'm going to show you what the technique. Okay, so here's the technique. I'm going to show you how I cut it. There I go. I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it on the saw. Cutting it on the saw. I'm showing you how the technique. That's how I cut it. And this is just a regular 90 cut. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and cut the ends. As you can see, let me stop it right there where one of the ends are being shown. And hopefully I can show you that. Okay. Now, you can actually use the saw to your vantage point. I don't like doing it that way because you could screw up. Trust me, you could screw up quick. Usually what a contractor would do or a worker would do was he'll see that line that's cut. Well, you see that line that's going across? Your skilled workers will take that saw and actually cut this down with the saw and then take the grinder, and I'll show you how to do the grinder part. And then you just take it and then you cut all of them. You cut all of them that way. You only cut two. You only need to cut two, which is on. Now, let's go ahead and stop it. I'm using a technique as I started on the table, which I shouldn't have done. This is a framing hammer. It's a 21-inch hammer. It's a framing hammer. I use framing hammers in sheet metal work. I also use a sheet metal hammer, but framing hammers come in handy. Okay, now watch the technique. I'm splitting the wood with the screwdriver. And normally when you do this, you would use the right tool. But since I couldn't find my tools, it's in my toolbox somewhere, I just threw on the screwdriver. It's the same technique. But as you can see, that's how I did it. Now I'm going to see if I can't get it to the grinder. As you can see that, okay, there's a nail gun. I didn't grind it, did I? No. Okay, so as you can see, I was building this box, and one of the sides is kind of cattywampus. So I have to fix that situation tomorrow when I put the front. When I put the front on, I'm going to put the front on so I can get everything measured, so I can get the bolts. I got carriage bolts that I'm going to use. I'm going to put this thing together tomorrow with the front face, and then we're going to show you the video with that, and then we're going to go ahead and finish the whole thing the following week. I got something to put on top of it, so. And as you can see, I used the nail gun to make this. I kind of set it sideways like that so I could get it together. But that's pretty much how I did that. Now, as you can see, that's how I did that. Now, I want to point this out. This is the bottom of my DJ table. So my flight case will actually sit on top of here. Now, this hole is so when I put the flight case on top of it, it's actually my old controller case. My old sound case. Remember that big old case I carry around? Well, I made it into this. And that flight case right there was actually the bottom to the sound case that I used. Now the hole in the front, I actually used the flight case material to build a hole, to carry the hole to make it look nice. So I can put my sub wires through the hole so I can power my sub. And everything comes from the bottom of the table. I will, next week, I'll be finishing everything. I'm going to get all the parts for everything and we're going to finish it. I couldn't finish it this week because it was my anniversary. I've been married 10 years. Been together for a long time, though. Okay, so anyways, that's basically that piece. And then, as you can see, I showed. Okay, so here it is. Let me move me up here, so you kind of get an idea of what's going on. Okay, so here I'm getting ready to do the measurements and everything else on this wood. And I know this is not even a picture. This is not a video. No wonder it's like that. Okay, anyway. Well, it says it's the MP4, but it's not going to play. Well.